As a farmer, I've been farming for 46 years. I grew up on this property. The hops is a whole different animal. It's really labor intensive, a specialty crop, but that's part of the reason I took it on. Started the hop growing back in 2014 as a way to diversify our cranberry operation. Planted 15 acres in 2015 and another 7 acres in 2016. My reason for going into the hops was the volatile cranberry market. Prices fluctuating up and down so much, I was looking to add another facet to our operation that could provide a stable income. We're harvesting the remainder of our Cascades, and we've got a tour for Pearl Street Brewing from La Crosse, and Dan Carey is here from New Glarus Brewing.
Hops in particular are a magical crop. Brewers have been going out for hop harvest forever, and so there's a visceral response, and it's an exciting time because it reflects the promise of next year's brewing. Hops have not really been grown here commercially for over 100 years, so the knowledge of how to grow hops in the Midwest has been lost. So farmers not only have to determine what varieties to grow, but how to grow hops. Most of the varieties nowadays have been bred to grow in Yakima, Washington, which is more or less a desert. So they're not really meant to grow in a wetter environment like we have here in Wisconsin. It's a unique terroir, it's a unique environment, and so this means that the hops that are grown here are going to reflect Wisconsin. They're not going to be better or worse. I think they're going to be better, but they're going to be different. So that will differentiate us from people that are using, say, hops from the Pacific Northwest. And that's exciting and I think really cool. First thing I do is pick a representative cone, break it in half, and look at what's called the lupulin gland. Those resins in there are where the aroma and bitterness come from. Well, we have to open the resins by breaking them, rubbing it together to break open the resins, and then I can smell them. And that tells me the level of maturity. It tells me the quality of the hops. Do they smell oniony and garlicky, or do they smell fruity and citrusy and pine? Obviously we want the latter, not the former. It allows me to determine whether they're ready to harvest and in general what the quality is. These Cascades turned out really well.
Here's the Saaz. These were just planted this spring. Next spring we'll string these, and I suspect that they will hit the 18-foot height.
Well, so far so good, eh?
Yeah, they're really coming along.
These hops are a project that Bill's doing for us. I asked him to grow some Saaz hops. Saaz hops are the #1 hop that we use in our beer. It's the signature hop in Spotted Cow. Saaz is actually a place north of Prague, and they have grown hops there for a millennium, and they're considered probably the best hops in the world. I don't know why they grow well here, because one would think that they wouldn't grow, but they appear to be comfortable in Wisconsin, so it'd be really nice if we could have Wisconsin Saaz rather than bringing them over from Europe, so I'm kind of excited about it.
In the field here, we come through with a bottom cutter and we'll cut the rows, and we come back through then with the crew, the cutting crew, with an aerial basket, and we actually hand cut the top and hand the strings down to avoid having a big tangled mess. And we'll cut the rows and load them into wagons and move them to the hop tents where our wolf machines are. Those are stationary combines. Those bines then get fed into the machine with bine hooks, a chain that drags the complete bine right through the machine. It defoliates it, leaf and cone, and then goes through a series of belts and blowers to separate the cone from the leaf. So these are our Ostrom. We've got 4 of them in here. Every day we fill one. Yeah, we deliver from the picking building over to here. We can lay about a 3-foot bed in here depending on these pick and the production on that variety. Wet, they'll hold around 5,500 pounds. So these systems will run open like they are right now. We'll take them from about 75% moisture down to 35%. Then we close the tops. Then we'll dry them down from the 35% to 8 or 9% moisture and bale them. Because when you bring it out, that 5,500 pounds is down to about 1,100. It's a lot like making beef jerky.
I think all things considered, they show promise. And if anybody can grow good hops in Wisconsin, Bill can. Bill, once again, it was good to see you. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yeah, pleasure having you, Dan.
It's a beautiful farm. I think you got a great future ahead of you, and I'm looking forward to next year's harvest of the Saaz.
Good, I appreciate that. Nice having you guys.
Yeah, thanks.